over again. Yep, clap, boom. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Big Little Kid Podcast with the guest portion. I have embarrassed myself. This is the third take. This is a fucking shame. I love this person. She is wonderful every time I'm on a show with her. It's always just a delight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Tooky Kavanagh. How the fuck? Free Tooky.
R.I.P.
Free Tooky.
Yeah,
see?
there you go.
Yeah, no, I know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Tooky Kavanagh. There, I said it.
Woo!
I don't know why I keep fucking it up. That is on me. We gonna have a fun time editing this in post. Oh my God, Tooky, I'm so sorry. This is.
You're good.
I know,
promise.
but okay. So let's just get off. Let's get that off the bat. Like, how many times have people screwed that up?
Daily.
Yeah. What's the worst that you've gotten?
Oh my gosh. I've had instances where people read my name on paper without having met me beforehand. And you know, my surname, my last name is spelled the traditional Irish way. If you spell it with a C or a U, you are a heretic.
Okay.
We don't claim you.
Okay.
But it's real. But people read that, you know, and they get the pronunciation right, but then they'll meet me in person. They'll be like, "Oh, she's black." Kavanagh.
They try to spice that shit up.
Yeah, and I'm
that's
like,
weird.
No,
that's really weird. No, well, first of all, thank you just taking the time just to out of your Sunday just to talk to me about life and love and happiness. Tell me
I'm more than happy to. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now tell me what is going on with you. How are you in general? How was your day? How was your week? How have things been for you?
Oh man, things have been okay. You know, things are in flux in Massachusetts for the most part, given, you know, numbers and people are uncertain. So I'm taking it day by day and keeping up with, you know, the news and everything. And also there's a certain chunk of, you know, this is going to sound a little elitist.
Okay, let's get in it. Let's get problematic. All right.
That's my whole brand. But it feels as though there's a certain caliber of comic who is also a certain caliber of adult. And it's like, once you get to certain levels, it's like, oh, I can trust that you are vaccinated and take precautions when indoors and out.
Yes. I know exactly what you're saying without, like, if you're listening, you know what the hell we talk about. You're just kind of slowly just nodding your head like, yup.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But we've reached that point now where it's actually kind of weird because it's like, I hope that shows continue to keep going, you know, we just got to figure out how to be safe about them. Right. That, like, and I get it. Some, you know, if you listening and you're in a place where y'all just running crazy, wild, wild west style with no mask and the whole country's, you know, raw dog in the air, like, that's cool. But, you know, here in Massachusetts where we trust science, you know, we just do things a little bit differently. We just,
you know, and the thing too is, like, there's Black people over a certain age who have hesitancy. I will never question or invalidate how they feel.
Of course.
But when it comes to people closer to our age bracket, I'm like, I get why you're skeptical, but they're giving it to everybody.
Right.
You understand? They're giving it to everybody.
And it's just like, okay, so they might be tracking. All right, well, guess what? You ain't doing shit. I'm sorry, like, the people, it's always the people that are like, yo, they track. I'm like, you're not moving.
Right. I don't want the government on. Bro, didn't you just get your ankle bracelet off? I know you're not. I know.
You've been playing 2K in the house. Like, stop it. You're not going anywhere. So, like, everybody relax with all that. But I get it. And that's the thing. I've said this numerous times, is like, I feel like we've reached the point where everybody is just trying their best and we feel like we're doing the right thing, whether you whether you're vaccinated, not vaccinated, wearing a mask, not wearing a mask, whatever. People, we all feel like we're doing the right thing. But going back to like when polio was around, everybody was doing it.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. But I mean, like they didn't have information like at their fingertips like we did. So if everybody's their own research.
Yeah. They also just didn't have the same access to travel.
Okay, fair.
So that's another thing. So, I think that helped to an extent curtail past outbreaks of things versus now.
What's your favorite?
Oh, whoa, sorry.
What's your favorite outbreak? What's your favorite outbreak?
My favorite outbreak. I'm, I still got something under the mattress for homeboy who went to Disney World with the mumps.
Oh my God. Wait, what? I've never been to Disney World.
Or no, Disneyland. This was Disneyland. I'm sorry. Okay. I misspoke. Yeah, this is California. Okay. Somebody just rolled up. Somebody's raggedy self didn't vaccinate their kids, and some grown person though just went to Disneyland with the mumps.
When was this?
Like 2013, 2014.
And you was caught up in there?
No, but I got something under the mattress because I had plans.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I see where you're going with this. Okay.
Yeah, I had plans, and then I heard about that, and I was like, you know what? No.
Yeah.
What we're not gonna do.
You can't see. I just want to get back to the point where we're doing shows, and no one is just scared. That I like. I was up last night at Laugh Boston, and like, you see few people in the show with masks, and you see, and which is fine. I don't mind that, but you can sense their tension, and you can sense that fear, and you have to work. And if anything, when you get that applause break, you feel like you really earned it because you're really getting them to relax. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's like, so it's been, how have the crowds been for you? Coming out of quarantine, pandemic.
There's been a certain kind of, I've been so thankful for crowds that are really respectful of performers' space, especially like, some places have a green room, some places don't.
Right.
But thank you to audience members who are like mindful of the fact that at the end of the day, when we get off stage, we're people too, and we have families to go home to. And you're saying, "Hey, great job," but you're keeping enough distance to where it doesn't feel like, "Oh, you're all in my face."
Right.
And I appreciate those people. Like, you still come out, you have a good time, you're okay. You don't take it to heart that the seats are a little further apart.
Yeah.
And that you have to wear a mask when walking around the venue.
Right.
Like, because it at the end of the day, it's really not that deep. It's not an infringement on your rights.
Right.
Like people say it is. It's just not.
Well, a lot of people don't understand what an actual infringement of their right. Yeah. But that's
yeah. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. So if you would mind sharing, just tell me about where you're from originally, where you grew up, and yeah, I grew up in Cambridge, Massachusetts. I'm a Cantabrigian.
Okay, all right.
Yes. And I'm an only child, so I'm deeply fascinated by people who have siblings. I have cousins.
Yeah.
But you go home at the end of the day.
Right. You clock out, and
Yeah.
And so how did you find? When did you first figure out that? All right, I'm funny. I need to be doing this.
Maybe after my second open, after my second open mic, probably, because I consider myself a very serious kind of person.
You are, and I like that about you.
Thank you.
Because you're like you're direct, and like exactly where you stand, and I value that about you.
Thank you. Yeah, because I'm like, who has the time?
Thank you.
Who has the time?
Yeah. That's why I was like, oh shit, I'm glad you agreed to do this, because you and I we were talking in our DMs, like, we love to just take our ass home. That is like our favorite thing.
Yes.
Because who has the time? I'm sorry, like, back to you.
No, it's cool. I don't know how much I can cuss on this podcast.
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, because this is, I'm the kind of person who I'm like, who has the time to fuck around? I'm all about the find out.
Yeah. Oh, that part. So did you find yourself exploring a lot or putting yourself in a lot of situations that I wouldn't say necessarily be dangerous, but definitely different or challenging?
I like new experiences.
Same. I'm
like
about to find out. I like how you are. I like how you articulate that. Just saying, like, I'm about to find out. I like that. I like that a lot.
You know, I always I want to learn about things. I think of myself as a very curious person. I don't think of myself as somebody who has the time and sometimes the energy to joke around about everything. Not everything's a joke, but even though I'm conveying a message to an audience with humor, I'm like, this is the truth. This is my truth. This is my experience. This is how I see it. And I'm sharing it with you.
Right. See that, and I think that's what makes you a great comic, is just you definitely, because I remember one of my favorite things that you said on stage. I know there's a lot, but I just do love. I went clubbing in Vermont, which is that story. There's a tag that you say, because I don't want to give it away, because I want people to see your show. But I mean, like, I just love the moment I heard you say that, it felt like I just don't have time for this shit.
Yeah.
Like, and it just, that said a lot about you, but the way that you tell that story, I'm like, yeah, I understand this person. So you're very relatable on stage.
Thank you. I mean, if you ever tap maple syrup to Hoobastank, you know.
No, I have not do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay. All right. So when you, as a kid, were you, so you say you were a curious kid, were you just outside a lot or indoors reading books? Were you outside playing with bugs? What?
I was definitely a bookworm as a kid.
Favorite book?
Oh man, The Wind in the Willows.
Wind in the Willows.
Yeah, my Uncle Bill gave me if you ever see things about, like, Mr. Toad and Mr. Badger and
yes.
I was like,
I know that. I was like,
yeah.
It took me a minute. I was like, wait a minute, I know that one.
Yeah, my late uncle, who actually is part of the reason why I got into comedy, is the one who gave me that book, because he, I guess, kind of spotted something in me that was a little different.
All right, isn't it? Uncles always. I feel like everybody's got the funny uncle. Like, I think that's. I've never met a comedian that doesn't have, like, a funny uncle. I mean, it's just like something about your cool uncle that just makes you just want to, and if you crack them up, then you're funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what was that moment for you when you was just like
I think of my second week of an open mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or he showed up?
I did.
No, your uncle. So your uncle showed up.
Oh, no, not my uncle. Okay. No. He had already passed by the time I started miking. Yeah. No, but I the best way I can describe it is that my comedy career started out of spite, because I'm just very much a serious person. I like to think of myself as someone who just, this is the facts. This is the information. You can do what you will with it.
Okay.
But my friends are always like, "Hey, you're so funny. You should do comedy." Yeah. And I think from an early age, though, I knew the difference between being the funny friend and an actual comedian.
Yes.
There's a huge distinction.
Huge difference. Please explain, because please explain to those, because I always love how people explain this.
Being that lit friend, that one funny friend, and saying funny things is not the same as actually structuring a funny insight.
Right. A lot of people, I know a lot of people they are break room superstars. I mean, I've seen them headline the break room, and, like, when they buy the water cooler, let's fucking go. Like, two drink minimum, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Dave in the corner. That dude, and he's got a tight 5 about whatever spreadsheets. He'll just go in and he'll have everybody cracking. But the second he gets up to try stand up, it's just like,
oh, it's disastrous.
It's a swing and a miss. And yeah, it takes yeah, like, yeah, we're two comics patting ourselves on the back right now, you know, but at the same time, it's like, it does take a lot to do what we do, and you have to be willing to share. Because usually those break room superstars are clowning on everyone else.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They like those barbershop, those, you know, those folks, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they're not willing to look inside. And I think what makes comics funny is that they're willing to just kind of put themselves on blast. Like, all right, this happened to me. I'm not necessarily proud of it, but it's a chapter of my life I'm trying to work through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those people they're not willing to go inside. They're also not willing to fail. Yeah. You know, you got to put a lot of that pride to the left. It's, you got to be able to fail, and it's just you failing up there.
Ooh, that last part is just you failing, because when you bomb, and you could blame it on all types of shit, man. Yo, this audience is whack, man. Why? Oh, the air conditioner in here is too loud. Oh, you know, they didn't play the right music cue for my you know, it's my outfit, you know, maybe it's the shirt that I'm wearing. I always bombing this shirt. Nope, it's just
No,
it's just you failing.
It's you. Yeah.
What was your biggest bomb? Like,
bruh, oh God.
I know you remember. Every comic remembers
I've been trying to block that out of my
trigger moment. Okay, my bad.
No. I'm trying to remember just because it I'm very quick to move on.
Yeah.
I'm very, very quick to move on. I will always remember the feeling.
Yes.
But I try not to remember the moment. Because like I see too many people internalize that so deeply that they get in their head, and then they develop crutches and they develop, like, you know, ways to try and never feel that again, rather than getting through that feeling. Like, it's no disrespect and no judgment, but I knew I knew within my maybe 5th or 6th month of doing comedy, just open mics and stuff, like, I don't want to be the comic who never not has a beer on stage. I don't want to be the comic who never tries something new. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'm learning so much of what not to do. I don't want to be the comic who, okay, maybe this was a garbage set, but I'm going to go sulk at the bar. I don't want to sulk at the bar.
Yeah.
I want to figure out what to do better.
Right. So who does Tooky want to be?
Just Tooky Kavanagh. Yeah. I'm deeply inspired by, like, I will say, Bernie Mac.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
This explains your fearlessness. Yeah. That he was absolutely fearless. So growing up, that was who you were watching most, or was it others?
I would watch, like, a lot of Comic View as a kid. Yeah. And when you're exposed to, like, certain things, you start to, in your mind, I guess, make assumptions about, like, oh, that's what a comedian is. That's who a comedian should be. And there was always a part of me that kind of knew I would wind up doing something performance or comedy related. But I didn't think it would be stand-up, because in watching so much Comic View, I was like, am I Black enough to do that?
You and I have had many conversations about this. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Like, no, it just be you, because the guys who kind of rose to the upper echelons and the guys who remain names, because, like, I still love a scruncho.
Yeah.
I love Samore.
Wow, yes. And Samore, yes.
I love Samore. Yeah. I love her, right? I know you haven't heard that first name in years.
I haven't. That, you saw how my face lit. I was like, oh shit. Oh, you really a student of the game. Okay.
Yeah. I've been studying even before I even had the idea of doing this myself. Love. Oh my God. So many people, right? But the guys that are still names in people's mouths, the Chris
Yeah.
Rocks, the Chappelles, it's not that they were Black enough.
Right.
They were themselves enough.
It's enough. Come on in. Let's go. Did you hear that, people? Did you hear that? They're not themselves, or they were themselves enough. Correct, right?
Yeah.
It's just, and that's how I think that you and I both echo this statement where we just like, hey, we get it. We grew up in an untraditional, Black area and or non-Black area, and then but we are very much Black people that just want to be treated as people.
Yes.
And seen as people, and so
no any less Black, no any less person.
Right. And so, but you still, of course, you still want to have, you still want to appeal to Black audiences. You still want, but I also want to appeal to every audience. Because last time I checked, any audience will pay the bills.
Yes.
It's any audience, you could, and to me, it's more rewarding to make any audience laugh. That's just me personally.
Yeah. Fully agreed. There's something special about being able to talk to us. There's something real special about that.
Right.
That's something I cherish.
Right.
And that's why I always feel a lot more at stake. Like there's a lot more at stake when I'm like, oh, this is a Black audience.
Yeah.
We're doing a Black show.
Well,
talking to us.
And it's sometimes that you need that approval, but in that sense of belonging and that sense of just like, but I love when my set goes quicker because they already know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yes.
That's like my favorite thing is just like, oh man, like they already on board.
Yeah.
They like, I don't have to explain who Sean Paul is. I don't have to explain the difference between Big Luther and Small Luther.
Man, listen.
Okay, thank you. Like, I had to explain this to an audience about Luther Vandross, and they didn't know the difference between Slim Luther and Big Luther, and it was I was like, all right, we're taking too much time. Let's get back to talking about Baby Shark. All right, like
when I was talking about Al Sharpton showing off the taco meat on Instagram,
yes,
this Black audience knew. They
exactly.
knew.
And if you're listening right now and you don't know what taco meat is, first of all, I don't have taco meat. Okay. I don't have taco meat. Would you like to do us a kind favor and explain what taco meat is for those who may not know?
A thicket of chest hair, follicular growth on your pectorals.
Yes, this occurs in Black men, mostly. These are hardworking Black men that you could see the struggle on their chest, and it looks like taco meat. And yes, and so I don't have enough taco meat. I don't know what that says about me. As maybe that's the approval that I want is just like, maybe that's what I need is that taco meat.
Grow it out a little and then put some S curl on it.
Okay,
see what
there
happens.
We go. Shut up. Oh no, oh my God. All right, so
I'm sorry.
You're good. So now you mentioned that you kind of knew that you would gravitate towards some sort of performance art, whether it was comedy. So if it wasn't comedy, what else would it be?
I was hoping it would be dance.
Really?
When I first got to the US, my mom.
Wait, let's backtrack. Excuse me. Wait a minute. Time out. We did not catch that part. Did you to the US? Can you fill in that gap for us, please?
My dad's American.
Right.
I do a whole bit about my mother's economic plan. My mom's side of the family is actually Jamaican and Haitian.
Right.
And she had an economic plan when she came to the US.
Okay.
Which involved acquiring a white and extra credit because he's Jewish. So
acquiring a white. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta catch them all. All right. She came to the US. Yeah.
Yeah. She locked my father down.
Yeah.
But I was born abroad, and but because he's a U.S. citizen and they were married,
Right.
I of course had the citizenship. So, but it still felt like immigration to a degree because I was I was living for a long time, my formative years, in a whole other country, speaking a whole other language.
Wow.
Until I came here and I was like, oh God, assimilate, gotta assimilate.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's immigration light, so it's just it's all right, cool. Yeah. The starter kit.
The starter kit, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah. My dad, of course, being American, had no concept of this this cultural thing that you do. Like when you're from the Caribbean, you establish your life here, and then you send your kids to live with relatives abroad until everything's established, and then you send for the kids and they come back. And at the time I was born, my mom was just about finishing her master's degree and then starting up her career. So it was just, so my dad being American was, I don't understand. Why is she speaking French?
Right.
So all things. Where were we?
Dance.
Dance.
Sorry. But I just had to touch on that. It wasn't disrespectful. No. It was just like, hey, wait, let's fill in that gap real quick. Cause
Yeah. French is my first language.
I did that part. I did not know.
Yeah.
That's cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course. So yeah, when I first came here, I was like 3-ish, going on 4, maybe. Okay. And the first thing my family does is take me to Disney World. What 3-year-old is going to remember Disney World?
I know, right?
And they never took me back.
Whoa.
A waste. I went back as an adult in 2017.
Okay. I was about to say, I was like, did you go back? I was like, all right, cool. No mumps this time. All right, cool.
No. But yeah, I got here and my mom noticed something in me that I think maybe my grandmother had mentioned to her, where there was something like naturally performy in a sense about, I don't know how to put that in a word, but like something I think my grandmother noticed and relayed to my mom, where theatrical in a sense.
Okay.
I think my grandmother noticed something a little theatrical with me because I was living with her as a baby. And my mom, when I got here, enrolled me in dance classes.
There you go.
And I was in ballet and tap and jazz for years. Tap and jazz through the later years. I got kicked out of ballet for being fat. But but I loved to dance. And I think that's why I'm like weirdly flexible still as an adult, where like most people my age are like, oh, I can't touch my toes. I'm like, hey, got it. Yeah.
That's cool. So would you still do it? If you.
Yes.
So you still do it, or would you still do it?
I would if I could.
You need to come see my wife, because you like.
Okay.
Yeah, she loves to dance with everybody. So yes, and that's like her jam: tap, jazz, Latin, rumba, salsa, bachata, like all that. My wife does it all. So like we'll talk about that off mic, but like,
okay, yes,
because like we're trying to really move different and like put together some social, because she does a lot of social dances and everything. So we're trying to get that back, but that's cool though. Don't give up on that. Yeah.
No, it's been years, but there is muscle memory that I know exists.
There you go.
It emerges in other ways.
Right. No, it makes sense now because you're very poised on stage. And so this makes a lot like that. This is why I ask all this stuff, is because I'm like, I get to see a lot of people perform and I'm like, oh, you just, it all makes sense. And so this makes, and how you approach comedy, technique, all that. This makes sense that as soon as you said dance, I was like, okay, this makes more sense. So,
yeah, because
you are very poised on stage.
Thank you.
So that's cool. That's cool.
It's not like I can't get ratchet. Well, you haven't met my fiance, but he's like, think of a white man and then think whiter. So.
Oh, so you dating a Pixar dad? Okay, you married a Pixar dad. Okay, good for you.
That's my man.
That's your man.
That's my man. No, I knew he was the one because he told me in college, like right before he was going to college, he bought some FUBU Bedsheets from Bed Bath and Beyond. But he didn't know what it was about.
There's FUBU Bedsheets?
Yes.
For us, by us.
In Montana at Bed Bath and Beyond.
What?
And he told me, he was like, yeah, I bought some bright orange ones for my dorm without any knowledge of what it was. And I was like, that's fate. That's fate.
That's fate.
That's
That's fate.
destiny.
What your ass doing up in Montana?
Him.
Okay. Wait, so y'all met in Montana?
No, we met here.
Okay.
He's from there, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Wow. FUBU Bedsheets. Shout out to them. All right, for us, by us on the low. Greatest LL Cool J Gap commercial ever seen.
Man.
Look that up.
Man, listen. A whole subliminal message inside a commercial.
It's not a sneak diss, it's a sneak
promotion.
I was like, it's one of the greatest things that you'll ever see. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, FUBU is something ubiquitous that everybody should know. For us, by us, a great Black business that started culture and clothes and apparently bed sheets. Holy shit, I did not know.
And an album.
Yes, and the album I knew about, but
we don't talk about that album.
Yeah, we don't talk about that album. But the Gap commercial, the LL Cool J did a spot for Gap in like 94, 95, something like that, some era, and it's an acapella. I know you like outfits stylish, anything else but the Gap is childish, and it's something like that.
But he's wearing a FUBU fitted.
Yeah, a FUBU fitted, and he got the jeans rolled up.
No shirt.
Yeah, and he's just like, no, he had a shirt on.
No, I think this was one of the rare. No, because that was rare for him to have a shirt on back in the day.
Okay, fair enough. Whatever. Look. I figured the Gap would want to promote T-shirts, maybe, you know, maybe some shirt. Hey, we sell shirts. It's not just a bunch of
the shirt is implied.
Yes. LL. Okay, fine, whatever. But like he gives FUBU a shout out by saying for us, by us on the low, which is like, it's pretty obvious what he's doing. And some Pixar dad was probably like, yo, that's what we want right there. And they just ran with it, and it let FUBU's brand grow. And now they make bed sheets in Bed Bath & Beyond in Montana. And that's where fate and that's where love happens. We need that story. I want the Sanaa Lathan Love and Basketball when it's just Love and FUBU bed sheets. I need that love story between y'all two.
It was destiny. He told me that out of I forget how it came up, but when he said that, I was like, we were meant to be. Yeah. This till death.
I can see like the way that you're smiling though. Like I genuinely like I just imagine him like, hey baby, can you get the bed sheets? And then you just go to see him and you just look at these orange bed sheets and you just look at him like, I'm gonna marry this man.
I'm gonna sit on his chest.
Oh my God. All right. I mean, I never thought of it like that, but good. Hey, good for you.
That's how you secure. You sit on his chest. If he dies, he dies.
Damn. Okay. All right.
Sorry, I got really intense there. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's nothing to apologize. Hey, you live your truth. That's what you said. This episode is about your truth. And if you out here sitting on chests and then that's what you're doing. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Before you were sitting on chests and getting bed sheets, so we got to backtrack because we were talking about stand up and dance and everything. So then dance happens, and then and then we stopped. We took a break from dance, and now where are the jokes coming from?
Oh,
was you like the class clown? Was you being picked on, or were you picking on others, or was just?
I was definitely bullied because I was kind of an introvert. I'm a very kind of just shy person. I don't have siblings around, so I'm like, I don't understand kids,
right?
Other people's children. What the hell is that?
Right. Okay.
Right. And on top of that, there was I went to a school where there was an obvious divide in
like
students.
Class or
class within white groups, but race among everyone.
Right.
And it was very much, there weren't any other Asian students or Latino students. And there were the Black kids and the white kids, and then the moneyed white kids, right?
Oof.
Right. And me being beige, I didn't I didn't fit in, I didn't what's that face?
No, I'm just beige, khaki. I get it. Like I know, sage, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But so you didn't fit in. So how did you slowly start, like, or was it just like you never fit in, or you just, or were
Yeah, it was just a matter of um at by the time it got to high school, it was kind of like the kids who I interact on a daily basis with are just gonna have to deal.
mm-hmm,
um because I'm here, and the way this school internally is set up, that whole ecosystem in that school is kind of like we're not really given a choice.
yeah,
I like we don't have to even make eye contact outside this building, but because of the way that we're just lumped in together,
mm-hmm,
because no matter what my 23andMe results say, which I'm still sad about, uh the students in this school, the white students, don't look at me, they'll never see me as one of them.
yeah,
Right? It
right,
doesn't matter. I am not a white person, and I've never identified as such.
huh,
Right?
yeah,
And it's wild too. Like, you look at me, you look at my dad, we look nothing alike unless
really,
unless we're standing right next to each other, and you're
right.
like, oh.
Like, I see it
Oh,
now. Okay,
yeah.
yeah,
The Caribbean DNA on my mom's side is strong. It is strong
strong.
with a
Okay,
K, a
yep,
strong.
strong. I know
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I know exactly how strong. Yep. Okay.
yeah.
No, but I mean, like, first of all, wait, you were disappointed with your 23andMe.
Because it's a lot more. I was hoping, I was like, somebody's lying. Because why do I look so much like my mom compared to my dad?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
wasn't cream in the buttermilk,
yeah,
right?
who stepped out? Yeah, who did a little Game of Thrones side quest in there? Like,
Yeah. Nope. Nope.
um, no, yeah. First of all, don't have you looked at it recently?
I refuse to, because here's the thing.
Because
I
they
got
change it though. They
They
update it.
did. That's what messed with me.
Mm,
That's what messed with me, because initially they were like, look at all this African in you. But
mm-hmm,
it's because they didn't have a marker for Sephardi Jews,
mm,
which is what a lot of my dad's family is.
right.
And then when they updated that, they were like, haha, just kidding. You're Spaniard and Portuguese.
But you also have to. A lot of people. Okay, there's a lot of people, and I don't speak for everybody.
Mhm.
I don't speak for the entire Black community, but I do
Right.
know that we don't trust the general consensus. We don't trust the 23andMe. So
Oh,
there's
no, no, no,
not.
no.
So you have to think about, because it is like your percentage will be basically based off the DNA that they have available.
Right.
So I wouldn't take that into account. So I'm
No.
just like,
Yeah, it's just that when I eagerly opened that
yeah,
email that said, we have an updated result for you, and I was like, more African.
right.
And they were like, nah.
Nah, it's not even close. Like,
Nah.
not even close. That's
That's
got to
what.
be what I've never done 23andMe. I've wanted to do it, but I'm too scared of what I'd find. And plus, like,
Mm.
my grandfather uh did the family ancestry.
Ah,
It's pretty much all there.
okay.
So we were very fortunate in our family to have a lot of our history still intact, which I'm
Hmm.
very grateful for.
That's huge. That's a blessing.
And he put it all and Uncle Billy, God rest his soul, like, he put it all together as well. So it's
Hmm.
like a lot of our family was always kind of putting it together. So, but still, like, I do get curious as to what's out there, but
Mm.
I don't want to be in the system.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
It was mostly just to, like, get a better sense, because on my mom's side they had sort of an idea
Mhm.
of the ancestry, but nothing really solidified.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm like, can they narrow it down? Because it's special to know precisely.
Yes.
It's really
Yes.
special, and it's part. This is controversial, spicy take,
Okay.
but it's part of why I kind of feel like the term African American is a
Mm.
misnomer.
Right. A lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
I still sometimes where I'm like,
Yeah, because
I
I have plenty of friends who are Nigerian American,
right.
Ghanaian American,
Right.
Ugandan American. Like, they
Right.
know, their parents know. They know You know what I mean? And
Right.
we don't call white people European American.
Mm.
You know,
I never thought of like saying it, yeah, Nigerian American or yeah, it's why don't we do that?
yeah.
But then right now somebody's like, you're all American, we're all one race. I hate when people say that. I'm like, sit down.
Out of here.
Sit down.
No, and it's the same, like, and of course and it's like the word black is not a bad word, and people use African American to like codify it or think that they're softening the blow or think they're being PC or something. Like I remember watching this thing online about the feud between Tyra Banks and Naomi Campbell, and one of the people says, and these two African American women were feuding, and I'm like, bro, Naomi Campbell's British.
Yeah,
she's British, dog.
Right. Facts.
You can say black women.
Just it's fine. We don't have the time. Just get to it. Just cut. Like, just don't say the mean shit. Like,
exactly. Yeah. Never mind the fuck around. You don't need to fuck around. Just let us find out.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mind, and that's why I don't know. I don't respond. And they on resumes and surveys. They're like, Africa. I say prefer not to answer. I prefer not to answer. I don't even get into it because I just like, I am American. Yes. I know my ancestry. It is very Caribbean. It's Jamaican. It's Haitian. It's Dominican. It's Trinidad. Like that is me at its core. Yeah. That's a lot of loud people playing dominoes.
That's a lot of people clapping when the plane lands.
I'm sorry.
I went too far. I'm sorry. I leave.
Oh my God. Accurate. Woo.
I have ruined the show. I'm so sorry.
That's great. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Damn. But all right. So you weren't really the class clown. You were bullied. How did you and out of that time, because bullies, I was bullied as well. So, but bullies allow you to kind of like, all right, so this is how you see me, or like maybe surface area how people are generally seeing me. Okay, I need to work on that. Maybe I don't, but I'm gonna take that and flip it and and own it. You know what I'm saying? I was teased because at the time my parents, they had a divorce and it was kind of like clunky, and sometimes I'd be stressed out at school. It's this one bully I'll never forget. He's like he has family problems, and he was way that he's like family and like in a way I was like, yeah, nigga, I got family problems, but like, yeah, man, like, wow. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm flipping houses, going back and forth, like, yeah, man, shit's happy.
What's his name? I'll stab him for you. What up?
No, you know what? He's not even worth mentioning.
Okay, fair.
But Mr. Baltazar, if you're out there listening, I hope your family is blessed and you have no problems. Okay, I'm not. I wish no will. But yeah, it's just but did your bullies help you like own your shit in a way?
In a way, I think it also just didn't help that I'm a woman. That complicates things because society at large imposes a lot of other things for women to internalize. So I had to deal with that. But the main things that were always pointed about me: you're not black like us.
I'm so sorry.
You're
not African American like us.
Precisely. Precisely.
It's
you. So you what is this? You're not black like us. I for the life of me will never understand why it took only until recent years and the advent of social media for Black people to praise intelligence and academic achievement.
Yeah.
So, it's not that I thought I was better than anybody else, but like, why get an F and not try when I know the answers and can get an A?
Yeah.
maybe the teacher might slight me a little bit
Right.
because I'm Black,
Right.
because I've had that happen before where teachers will kind of A minus just to slight me a little, just to take me down a peg a little, just because a Black student shouldn't achieve to the same degree, but they can't deny the A. They might put a minus there, but they can't deny the A.
Yeah. That's wild.
So I got teased for being for being not Black enough, too smart, and overweight. I was, I was thick before butts were cool.
Listen, all right, sorry for that experience, but I'm gonna keep it real and just say asses have always been cool. I don't know maybe not in the neighborhood you was at, but where I come from, asses is the shit. Like there's nothing wrong with some ass. So
this was a neighborhood. This was an area that paid attention more to the mainstream.
Okay.
Than the culture.
Okay, fair enough.
Not a lot of so with that lack of exposure to the culture and bodies of Black, not to be all objectifying or anything, but like the normalization of a Black body and a Black woman's body. So without that kind of influence, growing up in certain spaces, you're like, why is it round? Like
why is it round? Come on now. No, that's wild. I'm sorry that you had to experience that, because I mean, but at the same time, it's that's the thing. People get about, we need bullies, we don't need bullies, and you know what I mean. And it's just like, I am grateful that I can't say I'm grateful that I was bullied, but I'm grateful that I was able to learn from being bullied.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was able to really solidify and be comfortable with myself. And it's not perfect, but I'm like, all right, I can live, I can be happy with who I am and how I am, and just be cool with it,
Yeah. I mean, if anything, what I learned is what not to tolerate. And the fact that we're being lumped in together as a group by the powers that be within our little bubble of school, but I don't have to be friends with people who hurt me. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to tolerate this. And all of my friends actually are from outside of school. I ended up making really good friends with kids from whole different neighborhoods, kids who ended up doing the Myq programs and stuff. And we had that common bond of being in predominantly white schools and everything, but still being us and going home at the end of the day.
Yes.
And I ended up making lifelong friends, basically.
Right.
Especially around high school, with people who went to different schools than me.
Right.
And, who grew up in, completely different neighborhoods and didn't resent me for my certain degree of proximity to whiteness.
Because they'll get mad at you for that shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know. It's crazy. There was no resentment for any proximity to whiteness, and full embracing of just who I am, regardless, and further embracing, because we do share a lot of the Black experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing is I've had these conversations with some friends from back home, and I've basically shared with them, we need each other. We're and it's a kind of, the Black experience is I can't say it's an experience like none other, but I mean, it's
special.
It's definitely special, because we need each other to advance forward. You need that one brother that is ground zero, moving different in the streets, doing that, and you need that one person that has the proximity to all that, to and so I have a friend who he moves differently in them streets, and I respect what he does. He respects what I do. Me being in the military, we're so worlds apart, but we understand that we need each other to keep each other to, like, you know what I'm saying? And that to me, like that, when Black people understand that, like, yo, at the end of the day, we're like, it's not about who's Black enough. It's just being Black and lifting each other up with all of our experiences. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I love that. And because, you know, I go to barbershops and sometimes, you know, I meet cats that are like, yeah, man, I'm from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, you know, and like they will shit on me for sounding completely different. And I'm like, but I'm like, I feed off that dude's energy because I'm like, you know what? I need to check in. And then I flat out, this dude straight up told me, he's like, you know what? Maybe I should look into other opportunities. And it's like, it's not me shitting on anybody's experience, you know, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm high sedity or anything like that, but it's just like, I feel that that's what we need. And this is not just Black people. This is everybody. You need that check-in with yourself and your culture. And that helps elevate you. And the more we could do that,
Oh, remember that time you headlined a show and we telepathically communicated about it?
Oh my God! Please recant this story because this it was that was a special moment. Well, it was great to have you on that show.
I appreciate it. Shout out to Austin for putting that together.
Yes, shout out. Yes, big up to my cuz Austin McLeod. Yeah, I wish he would do comedy. I know. But he's happy now.
Yeah.
Like it's he's happy now. He's like he's not doing comedy. He's
different. Like, right? It's different. Like, he's glowing and shit.
Yeah, it's so good. And it's okay. Quick story time, because I remember I was talking about this shit the other day with McPhee and how Austin comes by the crib. This is my old crib, and we're sitting there on the porch. The sun's going down, and we just talking. We just vibing. He brought out some liquor to celebrate the fact that me and my wife just got the house, and I was just like, I'm looking at, and this is like this little quiet, just brother moment, and I'm like, I was like, this motherfucker brought me outside to sit on the porch and tell me he's quitting comedy. And I'm like, and it's the most beautiful, but it's like real shit. I know he's probably gonna be mad as shit for telling me this story, but like we sat on the porch, and I'm like, it was like this cool little moment where I was just like really, really happy for dude. Because I was like, man, go out there and do whatever you need to do. And he's just moving different, and it's so cool to see that. So
he's so much, it's not like he doesn't have some connection to it still.
He always will.
He always will. He's always, you know, he has his ear to the ground in a sense. Like, he knows who's good. He knows who to book. He you know, he co-runs a phenomenal room.
Yes.
Phenomenal room. Shout out to that whole team.
Yes. Hideout Comedy. What up?
Yeah, but he's freer.
Yes.
Yeah. And where I feel, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No. I want to know how you feel.
Yeah, because where I feel free on stage.
Yes.
I feel like he feels free in his real life off the stage.
Yes. And that to me is a beautiful thing, because like you, I feel free on stage. I feel that I'm finally seen, I'm finally heard. Whatever, I'm invulnerable. If whatever problems that people may perceive that I have, I'm owning them, or I may not choose to divulge that information. And but I feel seen. I don't feel lonely. You know what I mean? I'm like, because this is, at the end of the day, I feel like I grew up as an only child as well, kind of my situation a little bit different. Yeah. But you have to make space and make room for those thoughts. And when you're just sitting there boggled down with your own thoughts as an only child, you're like, this can't just be funny to me. And so so I feel like you, I feel free, because I'm like, all right, this is the shit that makes me feel like I have family in a weird way. And so it's crazy, because comedy helped me find my family And like that's a whole nother story, but like comedy helped me find my family, and like, but it also helped me find my voice. And like, I see that with you on stage a lot. Is like, it's like you make up for, I feel like you and I make up for a lot of lost time.
Yeah.
That we didn't give ourselves
agreed
opportunity to voice. I'm confused. I'm like, I think I'm making, all right, you get what I'm saying. I've been talking.
No, I feel well, people always like dumbfounded by this, but my own parents don't know I do stand up. Because I know that's the face. Because this is mine. This is for me.
Well, okay, well, all right. Well, do you see yourself having that conversation on the porch and just telling I give it up, or do you want to, what's your goals for this?
I can't see, that's the thing. Like ever since I was a kid, I was like, I know I'm just going to end up doing something related to the stage and related to humor, or at least sharing perspective. So I can't see myself not doing it. It's where that the stage it's not just bread and butter in a monetary sense. It is a piece of me that was, I felt like I was missing for a long time. And that's part of the freedom of it, where it's like, wow, I finally get to express these things in a space where I have no choice. Other people have no choice but to hear what I have to say. And, and like you, I felt silenced in so many ways. It's both like in terms of race and gender.
Yes.
Where it's like, no one wants to hear you. Well, now they have to.
Yeah, you paid money. You paid money for it too. But and that's right. You recently headlined. So how was that experience for you?
It was fun. It was fun.
Want to try it on the third time? You were like, okay, yeah.
No, it was a good time. It was a good time, and I definitely learned that I can interchange. That's something that I've been working on, where it's like, how much of your material is good, and how much of it flows from end to end, and how much can you switch up in between.
Yes.
And I'm like, as long as I've got the opener and the closer set, I can just rock in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah. Like I love, yeah. When you know how you're going to open, you know how you're going to close, and filling in that middle is usually just fine. And so I'm just happy to see where you're going. And look, I hope that you keep getting more positive news, more good 23andMe updates,
Thank you.
You got a queen size bed, king size bed, California king, because I'm gonna send you some FUBU bed sheets.
But wait, we never got to talk about how that telepathic communication moment.
Yes, the telepathic communication. So how do I say this story without?
We will try to not be as specific as possible.
Yes.
You headlined a show. I got called in to feature. But there were a couple openers who I'm presuming you were not privy to.
No, I was kind of privy, but I was just I was just like, whoever can rock, let's rock. You know what I mean? And it was getting a little awkward, and I was like, all right, the energy was a little off, and I was like, and so I just kind of like gave you this. I was like, hey, I can do it. I can, but I'm like, hey, if you would like, because the crowd was just not into it, or I was like, something's off.
Something was.
And I'm like, even the comics that were on the show, I felt like I've seen them perform, so I'm like, I know they're fine, but I'm like, maybe it's the energy. I don't know. Something was off.
It was weird, and that's the thing. Like, rule number 1 is be funny. Obviously, rule number 2 is never blame the audience. Don't blame the audience. But it was the audience. The audience just was not something about, there was a little bit of on-stage energy that was not quite where it should have been.
I agree.
And audience energy that was not meeting it.
Yes. It was just like, what is going on? And I'm like, I'm getting ready to headline a show, and it meant a lot to me because I'm the new guy here. So I'm like, I want want to be respected by my peers. I want to earn this. I want to, and you can't, I gave you this look like, please help. Like Lilu in Fifth Element, just like, please help. And and that's the look I gave you. And you just looked at me like, I got it. Don't even more. And I was just like, and it made me feel so comfortable because, and the thing is, because I felt like, I feel one of the biggest reasons why I love your comedy is like we do have similar backgrounds, you know, as far as like growing up in those spaces. And so when I saw the way when I knew that they responded to you, I was like, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Like, and because it made me, I'm like, all right, if they respond to her, like, and then giving her all that love, and you knocked it out the park, you bust the show wide open. And I was like, thank you. And it made me feel really comfortable because I was like, there's a lot to love about you on stage, but I was just
you're
like,
too nice.
I'm being honest.
I was more than happy to give you that assist because I'm like, I need this man to body this shit.
Yeah,
he's headlining. He's headlining. The show was, the energy was just bizarre.
Yes.
Let's make it bizarre. Even let's lean into the bizarre and make it funnier. Yeah,
you corrected the course because like it was just like we were if this was Star Trek, the ship is off course. We are getting sucked into a weird, bizarre black hole, and then you just nope. You're like, nope,
no,
I got it. From
we're
here.
Not about to get taken over by the Borg today.
Yes, I got it from here. Let us, and then Deep Space Nine, boom, we're good. All right, so it was all good, but I love that little
because it's a team
gray
effort.
moment. Yeah,
we all we got. It's a team effort. I'm like, I see my people, and like, I know you headline. I know you can headline, but I'm like, if I can come in with the assist and facilitate like an easier path for you to enjoy headlining, I want to help you do that.
Right. It makes the show better. A lot of, it's if you're on a show, I mean, let's keep it real. If you're the host, your job is to make the show fun, entertaining, bring everybody in. Announce,
keep it fun, but keep it running.
Yes, keep it running. If you are featuring on a show, your job is to do better than the host. Like realistically, and make it actually hard for the headliner. I'm sorry to say that, but it's just like,
don't you lose respect when you hear stories of somebody headlining and they always have a garbage opener?
Right. Yeah. I'm like, I
on purpose.
Yes. I'm like, so I'm doing a Don't Tell show with that was in South Boston or Sobo or Southie, whatever. I don't care. But
don't not Sobo.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
We're not there yet.
Liz Glazer goes up and she is absolutely bodying this shit. Like
amazing comic.
Yeah, the last show that I think you and I did together was with her. Yeah, but this was a different one.
Oh, okay.
And she is bodying this shit. I'm like, oh fuck. Like, and I had my little notepad of like what I'm gonna do tonight. And I saw what she was doing. I was like, we're not doing this tonight. I switched it up at the and I'm glad I did because because she had that energy and they were all on board, and I was like, boom, 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 boom. And so don't be afraid to put people on a show that can outshine you, or like, that's what makes the show better. It's and it makes you better as a comic. So
because you have to challenge yourself. If you don't care about the craft and you don't care about the art, you're gonna just be busy hating the person who had a better set than you than crafting a better set.
Busy hating, and as you and I have said before, we don't have a fucking time.
Who has the time?
Who has the time to hate? Who has the time? So, all right, last few things before we get out of here. First off, just give you the lightning round, basically. This is lightning round. So lock into your childhood. Lock in. All right, first song you ever slow dance to?
And I swear.
Oh my God, By the Moon and the Stars.
Yes.
I'll be there. Oh my God. For better or worse, till death do us part. I love you with every single beat of my heart. That was the first song you. That's a damn good one.
Yeah, that was a 7th grade, I think.
Most awkward.
I tricked a boy into.
You tricked the boy into it?
I tricked a boy into dancing with me to that song because the song came on and I was like, "Hey, can I talk to you about something?" He's like, "Okay," and then I just grabbed him.
The most awkward song you've ever slow danced to?
Oh Lord, I gotta think about this one.
Mine is Bone Thugs and Harmony's Crossroads, because
that's a funeral dirge. That's
exactly. So they played that as the last song at I think it was my 7th grade dance. Like at my 7th and 8th grade dance, they always had the weirdest song was like just weird. It was Gangsta's Paradise one year, and then Bone Thugs and Harmony Crossroads the next year.
These are what you play at your boy's memorial after he got.
But we was. Hey, listen, I don't make the rules, okay? Sometimes you gotta slow dance to bone, 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 bone.
Just grabbing your honey by the waist. Man, I miss my Uncle Charles. Like
that. Miss my Uncle Charles. Shout out to Uncle Charles.
That's not how any of those songs work.
That DJ should have been fired. They hired him twice. And hey, I respect it. Get the bag. Favorite toys growing up?
Barbies. I loved. My dad didn't care for it so much. He didn't want me to play with girly girl toys.
Okay.
But I would sneak down because there was a Toys R Us not far from where we lived, and every time I had a little bit of cash, I'd give me some. I had a Barbie minivan. Okay, we went camping.
The Barbie minivan.
We went camping.
Camping, you get glamping in the minivan. Glamping
Listen,
in the Hamptons.
It had a little pull down grill in the trunk, a little awning for the tent. We was fancy. I also had the Barbie Volkswagen Beetles in red and yellow. I was not fucking around.
Oh yeah, you clearly not. Like that's
the fashions. Don't get me started on the fashions.
What?
The fashions?
What is the fashions? I don't know.
The Barbie fashions?
I don't know.
Cause as soon as they started making Barbies with real feet,
This is way out. That's way out my area, but I had no idea.
Because as soon as they made the Barbies with the feet that like sat down, you could stand them up on the ground.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Instead of the little pointy joints.
Yeah, they picked those up from G.I. Joe. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad they finally did that. Favorite cartoon.
All-time favorite cartoon character, Snagglepuss.
Really?
Yes. As soon as I don't know what it is.
I love that. That's a great one. Hanna-Barbera classic.
All-time favorite cartoon character is Snagglepuss. Like when I was a child and he came on TV, I don't know what about this like flamboyant pink lion resonated so much with me.
And succotash.
Heavens to Murgatroyd.
It's still That's
my guy. That is my guy. I love Snaggle. I will fight you for I will fight anybody who has something to say about Snagglepuss.
There's like a new show that they're doing now with like all the Hanna-Barbera like I just talked about this in another podcast, but I'll have to send that to you.
Yeah.
Favorite movie that you can just annoyingly quote all over and over.
Ooh.
There's like a few of them, right?
I'm not a movie head like that, but Mommy Dearest is a recent one that I watched, starring Faye Dunaway as Joan Crawford.
Yes. Okay. All right. I got you. So Mommy Dearest. Your favorite, like it is your prom first day of school. What's your fit? What is your fit?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Back in the day.
Yeah.
A fresh polo shirt.
Okay.
A little, not just Lacoste, but Le Tigre.
Okay.
With the tiger, the little tiger on it.
Yes. Okay. Because I was just about to add, you said, as soon as you said polo shirt, I was like, all right, what's on your chest? Is it a gator? Is it a tiger? Is it an elephant? Is it a horse?
It's a little tiger.
Okay.
It's a little tiger. Because I thought it was different, because everybody had the horse and the gator.
Yeah.
Le Tigre. A little standout. With the showing my age here, some bootcut jeans.
Ooh, the little Mary J. Blige boots and shit.
The bootcut jeans and a fresh pair of Air Forces.
You know, I'm so late to the party on Air Force. I actually thought about buying my very first pair of. I've never had a pair of Air Force. I've always had Jordan 1s. Those are like,
respect.
So,
respect.
but yeah, like, respectfully, okay, respectfully. It's just, and so I'm reading this complex article about how to rock Air Force One. I read that shit like from top to bottom. It was a solid read, and I was like,
yes.
And it shows how to clean them, and I was like, maybe I should buy a pair of Air Force Ones. I'm like, the summer is still happening.
Yes.
You know, I might go to a barbecue, might get some Air Force lows, but it just, I don't think I'm a little bit older than you, so I didn't come from that era.
If it doesn't speak to you, if they don't speak to you, that's okay. You have alternatives. But a fresh pair of white kicks,
it's the
Scotch guard those though. Scotch guard them.
3 times.
Yes.
I read the article. Honestly, that's what it said in the article.
Yeah. So, yeah. But it doesn't, if the Air Force One doesn't speak to you, it doesn't speak to you, and that's okay.
It's Jordan ones you're grown. And the Air Maxes.
Maxes. Oh, which one?
I just caught 95s.
95s? Okay.
Yeah, that's Air Max 95s, and
I'm a fan of the 2090s right now. Very comfortable.
Those are nice. The big ass bubble, right? Those. Yeah. I got the white pair of those. Yeah, I like those. So yeah, this is now a sneaker podcast, everybody. We are sponsored by Champ Sports and Finish Line.
Yes.
And FUBU Bedsheets. So last thing. If you can go back in time and tell, and what would you say to a younger version of yourself?
I would say follow your instincts. Everybody is wrong about you.
Ooh. Did you hear that? Y'all? Follow your instincts, because everybody's wrong about you. Damn. Only you know who's you. Yeah, there you go. Well, seriously, thank you. This has been this has been super cool. Just to, thank you so much for sharing your stories. And oh my God, like I learned a lot about you today, and like talked about some real shit, some feel shit, you know what I mean? Some heel shit. I mean, and so, but where can people find you?
They shouldn't, but I'm on the socials at sign Tooky Monster, Tooky Monster, like Cookie Monster. Yeah. And that's on all Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Because
yeah, you had a TikTok that blew the fuck up at one point, right?
Yeah. So I'm on some TikToks now. I talk about it. It's and I'm working on which we'll message about this. I've got a very raggedy YouTube channel.
Okay.
I'll take any and all pity subscriptions.
Listen, I get it. I'm taking my old YouTube and trying to move it to my new one. So I'm streamlining, because it used to be comedian JAYW. Like I thought that there would be no other J's with W last names. Shout out to my homie Jay Washington. That's the homie. But yeah, now I'm streamlining mine, so it's Jay Whitaker. So I'm like, yeah, I got a pity YouTube channel. Well, I'll be your first subscriber.
Thank you. Listen, my little raggedy YouTube channel. There's some stuff on there. Please hit the like.
Okay,
all I have.
Just hit the like. Okay, fair.
That's all I have.
Respectfully.
Just subscribe so that I have something to go home to.
Last thing, because I do want to see. Just know like I mentioned that you had like a TikTok that went a little viral light. It was viral light, yeah.
A little bit.
Was people in your DMs talking reckless, or?
Okay. All right. It was weird. It was weird to get online attention, but a lot of it was TikTok is very militant almost about filtering DMs for you.
Yes.
Which was nice.
That's good, but also scary.
Yeah. Scary. But I talked about my love of Skeletor when he had a face before his tragic accident.
That's right. I was I was mentioning this to somebody. It was like a week ago. Like I was like, somebody was talking about how Skeletor could get it.
Yes.
What? Explain. Before. Oh my God! I got to put this in the front of the episode, possibly. Like what?
Y'all gotta listen. Keldor. Google Keldor.
Okay.
Keldor. Skeletor. Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is Skeletor
before his tragic accident.
Okay.
Yes, when he still had a face.
And he could get it.
He could. He could absolutely get. He got the Cabbage Patch silky hair because he's mixed.
Oh my God. I just rolled my eyes so hard on you. All right, well, cool. Well, now I don't even have to ask you who your teenage crush was. Like you've already answered that for me.
Yes.
Okay.
Skeletor.
All right, so all right. Well, cool. I respectfully respect it. And so, but yeah, you have it there. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any shows or anything that last things?
TookyKavanagh.com. The schedule gets updated every several weeks because I can never remember what the hell I'm doing half the time. So check the website, check the social medias, check the YouTubes and the TikToks. Help.
Help. All right, Tooky. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. And we'll keep support and love. All right. Like and subscribe. Give us pity likes, whatever. And give us real likes. Give us real love. That's what we want. All right, y'all. Peace. Let's get back to the end of the episode.